I'm Fiona, the librarian, and part of my job is to care for our rare books and make them available for research and for the appreciation of the wider Keble community. Keble is fortunate to have an amazing collection of medieval manuscripts, thanks to the generosity of donors in the early years of the college. Now, thanks to the much more recent generosity of alumnus Alistair Tucker, we've been able to digitise one of the treasures of the library to make it accessible to a much wider audience. This enormous book is Manuscript 30. It's a breviary, which means it contains the psalms, Bible passages and hymns needed to guide clergy through the 7 daily sets of prayers, known as the canonical hours, on an annual cycle. This one is about as luxurious as it could be. The start of every sentence is decorated in alternating blue and red letters, and each section starts with an illuminated letter, so even the plainest pages look something like this, and new sections like this. There are also 83 historiated initials. That is, one that contains a recognisable person or story, such as this small nativity within the letter X, or this much larger Ascension. The standout masterpiece within this book, though, is right at the start. This is a letter B for Beatus Fia, the opening of the first psalm in Latin. In the upper compartment is Christ in majesty with the angels, and in the lower compartment King David plays the cithar with his family tree issuing from him, including Jesus. Around that are scenes from the life of King David, including his defeat of the giant Goliath, and an amazing array of tiny details. 2 of those details are those that tell the story of this manuscript. This figure is Enrico Tomacelli, Abbot of Monte Cassino. Monte Cassino, now best known as the site of a battle in the Second World War, is an abbey established in the 6th century by St Benedict, who founded the influential Benedictine monastic order from there. Abbot Tomacelli commissioned this book to be made. Unusually, we know that this happened in 1404 and that the name of the professional scribe, not a monk who wrote it, was called Francesco Guantari and was from Naples, because Guantari recorded the details in a little Latin poem at the end. Abbot Tomacelli appears several other times, but later owners have left traces too. Around 100 years after it was made, the book came into the hands of the Petrucci family, who ruled Siena at the time. They valued it highly enough to invest in additional and very careful artwork. Most of the places where Abbot Tomacelli appears, the Petrucci family have added in their own coat of arms, sometimes on top of his own arms, as here, or inserted here in the hands of this odd creature. The Petruccis probably also had it put into this binding. Although now quite scuffed, it is very handsome and would have been expensive. It seems to have been done in Florence, where there was a bindery known for using this IHS tool. We then don't know where it was for around 350 years, but in the late 19th century it came into the hands of Sir Thomas Brooke, a Victorian industrialist and collector of manuscripts like this, and arrived in Keble via his brother in 1911. Until now, researchers have always had to visit Keble to see this manuscript here in the library. They are still welcome to visit, but now that it has been digitised, it can be studied from anywhere in the world. Digitisation is essentially taking a high-quality and standardised photograph of every page in the book. It was done by a specialist photographer over 3 days, using a specialist cradle that ensures that the book is very gently held open at the same angle. Sometimes people ask about using gloves to handle rare books. Those aren't recommended for parchment and paper because you lose the sensitivity that helps you turn pages gently. Clean, dry hands are best, but that hasn't always been the case over the centuries, as the digitisation photographer showed me just how much dirt came off the book onto his hands while he was working on it. Centuries of devotional use, followed by centuries of admiration and study, have left their mark, and this book's history now moves into a new phase. The images are now freely available online, alongside a couple of other Keble manuscripts previously digitised, so they can be studied and enjoyed by everyone.